Hey, I am Anthopants. I wanted to do a commentary on the level 7. Level 7 is the hardest level in the game, and I'm specifically talking about the level 7 elevator for Streets of Rage 2 during the no death run. So right here I just am getting past that first section of the game. Now I'm going into the elevator. Then it's going to be business as usual. I'm going to corner up here just so I can group the guys better, do some noob strats basically. So I'm taking as little damage as possible. I do take some damage from the signal here. It's not a big deal. And then I just capitalize on my iframes while getting up, my invints while getting up. And all this is just kind of normal. You're just dealing with a bunch of little guys before the jet section. Once the jet section comes, I'm going to try and get set up for it. So, boom. I'm just getting myself in position like, okay, I like this spot. I'm standing. It's really tough to see with these guys, actually. Yeah. So my positioning here, I'm actually standing in a really specific spot. And I just really like this spot. And I'm going to maintain this spot. Then I'm going to turn. Once these guys are dead, do a backwards jump at a specific timing. You can see me jump. I do the jump just to clear so I don't get a slow jump. There's actually a glitch in this game that gives a slow jump. So I just jump up, it clears that out so I can do a normal jump. And then once this first guy pops into screen, right, around the time that he pops in, right a little bit before, I want to backwards jump, put myself into position, and then hopefully it triggers these guys to want to loop down below me. And you can see that first guy just immediately does it. The second guy's kind of going for it and then switches gears. Total mess up, but that's okay. Now I'm just trying to recover from that. I get 2 guys down below. What I want to do is get 4 guys down below. So now I've got 3 guys down below. That one dude just drops in. I know once I kill a guy, I'm going to have the guy dropping in. So I'm jumping, letting that guy drop in, duck down below me. 3 guys down below. I want 4 guys down below. 5 guys maximum on screen at one time. And I'm doing this for a reason, because I want to get that jet by itself. So now, boom, just letting that guy do his punch. And now I'm stuck. I've got the jet and the guy. Another dude's going to drop. 5 guys on screen. I want 4 down beneath me, and only 3 are beneath me, and the 4th guy is just being a punk. Now I know I can trap this guy down below. I just have to be smart about how I'm moving with him. He's coming up on me. And then he's trying to get me. If I jump at a certain time or do anything at a certain time, he's going to come up and smack me. But I end up getting kind of lucky. I just let him come up towards me, and then I'm hoping he just gets stuck down. And there it is, 4 guys down below. And now I've got the jet by itself. This is exactly what I wanted. Unfortunately. So this happens. And now once again. Jet's being a punk. I gotta put off a defensive special. Defensive special just causes the guys down below to come up. Sometimes they'll just come up. A lot of them will come up. 1 will come up. 2 came up this time. You can't really predict it. And now I'm still trying to maintain this setup. I'm trying to keep as many guys off screen as possible. Doesn't work. Would have been better if I just abandoned jet strat altogether and just did some improving like I'm doing right now. So that's all I'm doing. It's just complete improv now. So let's go back to where this thing fell apart on me. So right here it falls apart. Boom. And now it's like, I'm like, alright. There's no, doesn't make any sense to try and maintain jet strat. Try and keep the little guys down below me and get jets one at a time. I just have to improv it. So ideally, jet strat is you keep 4 little guys down below you, and then you can handle the jets one at a time as they're coming in. And it makes it really easy, and you can get through it, never take a single point of damage. You don't want this to happen, but because this does happen, I was getting very, very good at just improvising it. So I got 1 guy, 1 jet killed. There's 2 jets left. I had pretty much all the little guys taken care of. I don't know, actually, I'm not actually sure if I have all the little guys taken care of at this point, but Well, then it's like, now I just gotta kill the remaining... Yeah, I do have all the little guys taken care of. I gotta kill the remaining 2 jets. It's not too big of a deal for me. All I want to do is just avoid getting hit. And that's what I'm doing. I'm kind of picking my moments. Like, when should I come in for an attack? When does it make sense? I'm losing a little bit more health than I would like. But that's okay. Decent improving. I got to that... So the way I like to play is I want a good strat that works. Then when the strat falls apart, which it usually does, I want to be able to power through to the next section. And that's what happened. And I was consistently doing that with the jets. I was dying on the jet sections, of course. But probably about 50% of the time when the jet section was not going good, I was powering through it. And that's a good sign. So now I'm going ninja section. I like this positioning. I do top positioning here for the grab. Boom. There's also a this samurai here is going to drop wherever you are. So he also, another position you can hold is towards the bottom. Another position you can hold is towards the left. Then he'll drop, and then you just thunder tackle forward towards him. But I was more comfortable with this positioning. Then it usually ends up pretty crazy anyway. So the idea during this section is to maintain that sword on the ground. It has a couple charges in it. If the guys start picking it up, it starts losing charges all the way up until it's just completely gone. So I'm just like, okay, just maintain sword. And all of this is just completely random nonsense. So I think sword's got 1 more charge in it. I may be wrong about that, but I think it's got 1 more charge in it. And yeah, I just have to maintain sword. So it's like, the idea with this whole section is, if I'm holding this position, I want to get a great atomic drop off on everybody. Boom. Then just maintain atomic drops, loops, and that's where a good section comes in. This, though, with so many guys kind of all over the place, could not maintain good atomic drop loops, couldn't just keep them in the corner, but I got enough damage on them where I could improv towards the end here and it wasn't a big deal. And I'm just, like, that's it. Just trying to do damage on this ninja, trying to keep him where I can maintain him so he's not picking up sword. And that's it. So the problem I had with this section is that if I didn't have sword, I couldn't get through the section. So if I didn't get the no death, the next step for me would have been, how do I get through this section? How do I improv this section without the sword? That would have been the next step, but I didn't have to get to that point. Instead, I used sword strat. Boom, boom, boom. So this is, it's like very, my positioning is very precise here. I like this positioning. It's not that one position is the right position. It's more the position you're comfortable with because you know what usually happens afterwards. So I'm a little bit above the red line here. I'm standing towards the back of it because I'm going to hit the guy, then I'm going to move left towards 2 bikers that come out. And I'm going to hope to hit both bikers with the sword. And if I got to move a little bit left to get both bikers with the sword. Then I'm going to turn and you swing on the next biker. So there's a hit, I move, hit the 2 guys. So what happened there was I actually hit, there's one biker. So I move, hit 1 biker. Then the 2 bikers. Normally the 2 bikers will come out together, but instead 1 biker came out. Then the 2, so out of the 3 bikers, 1 came out. Then the 2 came out together towards the end, as opposed to 2 usually come out. Then 1 comes out towards the end. Sorry, I'm like doing it with my hands weirdly. Boom. Now there's the 2. I'm hitting this guy. That last kickboxer's just kind of doing whatever he feels like it, but once I get this loop going, they're all pretty much stuck in place, and now I've got them. And then I know once I kill somebody who's going to come next. So thankfully I didn't have to keep grinding at this no death to the point where I had to get good at no sword strat with this section. Because, yeah, that would have been really difficult. I don't even, I've gotten through this section without the sword before, just doing atomic drops or really good timing or whatever else, but for the most part it's getting lucky and having the RNG on my side, and I typically like playing the game where even if the RNG isn't for me and the strat falls apart, I can still power my way through it, and that's pretty much what we saw in the jet section, me powering through it. The ninja section, me just doing a normal setup, and then powering through it when it doesn't all come together. This here is the actual, what it looks like when things are going good. And when I have sword in this section, I have a good 50% chance. I got really good at using sword in this section and knowing how to move to trigger guys where I want them, and to put myself in good positions to give myself the best possible chance of getting through it. But this is actually a good section. Now we're moving on to this next section. So this gets a little tricky. So I know we're in the next section once the elevator starts moving, and you can see the darkness lighten up as well. So right away, darkness. Boom. The light comes, and I'm like, all right, I'm in the next section. Let's get into position. There's position right there. I'm a little bit high, but that's okay. A little bit right above that line. I'm not all the way backed up against the left side of the screen. You don't want to be all the way there. Well, then what's going to happen is when I'm swinging, these guys are going to get hit with the swing. Then Jack's going to come from the left side, and he's going to get hit with the back end of the swing. And if it all goes right, Jack will get hit and then just stay to the left. He'll never come forward. And that's what I'm hoping for. So there, Jack just got hit. You can see it happen. Boom. There he is. There's his leg. There's his health bar. I just smacked him right there. So boom, hitting the guys. That's it. Now I'm moving forward. I can't move too far forward. If I go too far forward, Jack will get me. But typically this red box is your safety spot. Staying within this red box, you're pretty good. And that's it. Now I'm just waiting for the guys to get up, and I'm smacking them down. Fairly simple. If I don't have sword, I do know how to take these guys and get the kill. I've done it before, but it's my chances of succeeding with little health is lower than having sword and using the strat. And I did get pretty dang good at using sword on this section, despite the fact that I put probably the least amount of practice into the Jack section on level 7 elevator. So right now I'm pulling knives. So if there's 6 knives on the ground, it causes a glitch where the robots cannot hit me with their attacks, with 2 of their attacks out of the 4 attacks that they possibly have. So the robot's attacks count as an item, and the knives are an item, and there's only 6 items allowed on screen at once, so it completely voids 2 of their attacks. And here I'm just going with safety. Jack was on kind of a weird spot, so I had to end up sliding him. I just slide him to death. Not really what I want. The robots never actually get a chance to attack. This is one of those situations where they all just kind of go to the left. This could potentially happen during a run anyway, so I actually didn't need the knife glitch here, but I just do it because it's safer. And when you're going for something as difficult as a no death in this game, like, you use every advantage you can get. There's not you can still die here. So one of the ways is if you grab the robots, they'll break it and electrocute you. I don't know if that would kill me with my current health. I don't think so. And then another way is if they have a small enough amount of health, they'll actually explode, which is what's happening to the left. They're actually exploding to the left, and you don't want that to happen. You don't want them to explode on you. Right now, I think if they exploded on me, it would kill me. Where my health is currently. It's also why with Max, I don't hold all the way to the very left of the screen. I actually leave a little bit of room because Max's hitbox is so big if you're all the way to the left. the robot's explosion will actually still hit you. But yeah, that's level 7. One of many. This is my 18th time while playing this game live that when I was playing it on Twitch that I actually got through levels 1 through 7 no death. So in a full run, then I just was failing over and over again on level 8. Mainly to Mr. X. I probably failed about 15 times. 14 to 15 times I failed on Mr. X. It was just like, with how ridiculous the Mr. X fight is. But yeah, that's the level 7. Anyway, I'm Anthopants. I kind of like doing these where I explain what is going on. If I was to explain through every single one of my failed attempts, where I actually had a successful no death 7, I could do the exact same thing and explain and have a fairly different explanation for every single one of them on my positioning and my decision making and why I was doing what I was doing. The game's very random. I like playing it randomly. So yeah, that's about it. Okay, later on.